Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 5, text 4. Sankhya yoga prathag balaha pravadanti na panditaha ekam api astitaha samyag ubayor vindate phalam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Only the ignorant speak of devotional service, karma yoga, as being different from the analytical study of the material world, Sankhya. Those who are actually learned say that he who applies himself well to one of these paths achieves the results of both. So this is Krishna speaking to Arjuna, that when we are thinking that karma yoga is different from Sankhya, then we are being ignorant. He's saying those who are actually learned can get the and if he follows really well any one of the path, he can get the same result. So the aim of the analytical study of the material world is to find the soul of existence. We are going to be coming to this part in Bhagavatam, in Kapila Shiksha. That's the part that soon we will be coming to. The aim, and what's the aim of the Sankhya? It's Sankhya Yoga is called the analytical study of the material world. And why so much study is coming to the material world? Oh, I have nothing to do with matter. I'm not matter, I'm the soul. So why should I waste my time and energy trying to analyze the material world? But only when we understand the true nature of the material world will we be able to find the soul. So that's the aim. The aim is to find the soul of existence. The soul of the material world is Vishnu, or the super soul. How is this whole material energy working? What's happening? What is happening? And so if really one does this analytical study, really trying to understand, trying to analyze what is this thing made of, how the elements, it's just the different combination of these different elements. Then by analyzing, one will come to the point of understanding, oh, it's Lord Vishnu. He's the one who's creating this whole material world, as we have been reading in Bhagavatam. Devotional service to the Lord entails service to the super soul. One process is to find the root of the tree, and the other is to water the root. So one, you find the root, okay? One is that you analyze, and you come to the point of the super soul. And then what do you do when you find the root? Then you have to water the tree, right? That's what we do. Those of us who have plants, then we'll water the root of the tree. So that is a devotional service. What? Service to the super soul. When you understand, the root is the Supreme Lord, then what do? Then you serve him. The real student of Sankhya philosophy finds the root of the material world, Vishnu, and then in perfect knowledge engages himself in the service of the Lord. So this is the real student of Sankhya philosophy. Really, he's analyzing the material nature, different things. And then he will come to the point of finding Lord Vishnu, because that's the fact. That's a fact. As we have been reading in Bhagavatam, how by the glance of Vishnu, this whole material energy is working, then how the false ego is created, mind is created, the senses are created, the living entities are put inside this world by the glance of Lord Vishnu. So the real student of Sankhya philosophy will find the root, and the root is Lord Vishnu. And then what happens? Then in perfect knowledge, he understands his position. He understands the position of the material world. He understands the position of the Supreme Lord. And then, because he's understood it, not in theory, but he's realized it, then he engages himself in the service of the Lord, because that's the constitutional position of the soul. That is the original constitutional position of every living entity. Therefore, in essence, there is no difference between the two, because the aim of both is Vishnu. So that's the aim. The aim is to find the root, and the root is Lord Vishnu. And when one finds the root, you have to water the root. Those who do not know the ultimate end say that the purposes of Sankhya and Karma Yoga are not the same. But one who is learned knows the unifying aim in these different processes. So Krishna is saying that the aim is both. In Karma Yoga, we are just, because Krishna is saying, okay, whatever you're doing, you do it for my, do it as a service to me. So that is watering the root, serving the Lord. Then with Sankhya, once one analyzes what this material world is, one will come to the Supreme Lord, and one will understand his position and this Lord's position, and one will engage in devotional service. So the goal of both of them is the same, and that is devotional service to the Lord. That's the aim, devotional service to the Lord. Is that okay? Not sure. So I'm not sure if you want to do one more. That's not okay. This continues with the same thing. 5.5 Yat Sankhya Prapyate Sthanam Tad Yoger Abhigamyate Ekam Sankhyaam Cha Yogam Cha Yapashyati Sapashyati. One who knows that the position reached by means of analytical study can also be attained by devotional service, and who therefore sees analytical study and devotional service to be on the same level, sees things as they are. So this is Krishna saying to Arjuna that one who can understand that if you follow the Sankhya, so the aim of Sankhya is to engage in devotional service, and one who can understand that it's the same thing, that he sees analytical study and devotional service is the same, then because the aim is the same, then he is in knowledge. He's in knowledge. The real purpose of philosophical research is to find the ultimate goal of life. Since the ultimate goal of life is self-realization, there is no difference between the conclusions reached by the two processes. By Sankhya philosophical research, one comes to the conclusion that a living entity is not a part and parcel of the material world, but of the Supreme Spirit whole. So the student of the Sankhya philosophy, by doing this research work, analyzing this material nature in its true self, will reach to the point to understand, oh, the soul, the living entity, that's the living entity. The living entity is not material, is not a part and parcel of the material world, but is a part of the Supreme Spirit whole. That is the conclusion of the Sankhya. That is the aim. Consequently, the spirit soul has nothing to do with the material world. His actions must be in some relation with the Supreme. So the spirit soul, he has nothing to do with the material world, but the spirit soul is always active. He can't be not active, the spirit soul. He is always active. That is the nature of the spirit soul. So in the Sankhya, once one realizes, oh, I have nothing to do with the material world. I have nothing to do. So then my activity has to be in relation with the spirit. Then my activity has to be in relation with the Supreme Spirit. When he acts in Krishna consciousness, he is actually in his constitutional position. So this is the point. This is the original position of every living entity, acting in Krishna consciousness. And this acting in Krishna consciousness is on a liberated platform. It is on a liberated platform. In the first process, Sankhya, one has to become detached from matter. And in the devotional yoga process, one has to attach himself to the work of Krishna consciousness. So the root, what is the root? Sankhya is the process in which the soul is gradually understanding, oh, I'm not matter, I am something else, I'm the spirit soul. And in devotional service, what happens is immediately the process is attach yourself and work for Krishna, work in the consciousness of Krishna, attach himself to the work of Krishna consciousness. That is the two processes. Factually, both processes are the same, although superficially, one process appears to involve detachment and the other process appears to involve attachment. So one who understands things as they are, understands that both these processes are not different from each other, although the what do you say? One is engaging in detaching from matter, and one is directly attaching to the Supreme Lord. But the aim is the same. The aim is the same, Krishna consciousness. So detachment from matter and attachment to Krishna are one and the same. One who can see this sees things as they are. So if one is able to understand this, then his knowledge is perfect. He's in complete, he has realized the knowledge that acting in Krishna consciousness, or the aim of Sankhya to become detached from matter, is actually the same. And this is seeing things as they are. When we are able to actually understand it, we are able to see it. That's the reason it is said, see it. Yes, it's the same. There's no difference. This is what Krishna is saying. And so the path of devotional process begins with hearing and chanting. That is the path of devotional service, to revive our original Krishna consciousness. So we'll stop here for today. If there are no questions or comments, then we'll end here. Thank you so much for listening in and joining in. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.